Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. What is a finishing pad? What is it for? So I have one here. This is a finishing pad from the Barjack tool line. And these are more important for your real finicky, soft, clear coat and finishes. Some of them, a black, soft, clear scratch when you're just wiping off polish residue, or if you're applying a ceramic coating, you can see the lines from the applicator. So there are real finicky, soft clear coats out there that scratch even if you just sneeze in their general direction. And that's where these pads would come into play. They're ultra soft. It's an ultra soft foam that can gently finish up those finishes. That it can apply waxes and sealants for you, and is a great way to jewel paint if you have the eye, or if you're working on a show vehicle and you want to get just a little bit extra gloss out of it. It can be used on a dual action polisher, a forced driven gear polisher, a rotary polisher, all the same. So we're going to take a look at the finishing pad from Barjack today, and I'll show you what it can do. So far they have a line of pads, and just very simple to the point, cut, microfiber cut and finish. This is wool, a cutting foam pad. I always have these out of order. A medium cut or one-step pad, and then a finishing or application pad. And they do have 3 polishers. I picked them up as well. A rotary, a 21 millimeter throw, and a 15 millimeter throw, and we'll take a look at those in a future video. I love this pad, great for just cutting alone with the rotary polisher. Obviously, it's a wool pad, low lint. The lint isn't flying up in your nose making you sneeze. There's hardly any dust whatsoever. The air whisks through these fibers and keeps the surface cool while you're correcting. I like these. There's a little bit of trade-off. You can use this on the rotary, where the Urfiber 50/50 pad, which was a long-time favorite, you can't use on a rotary, or you shouldn't. The only thing is you can't use this on an entry-level polisher where you can use the Urfiber 50/50 pad, so there's a little bit of a trade-off there. I could do without this one. This is a foam cutting pad. I don't like to cut with foam. I just don't like how this performs. I would pass on that. Guys, this channel isn't rainbows and ponies. I tell you how it is. If I don't like a pad or a tool, I'm going to let you know. I don't like that one there. These other ones so far have performed very well, and the important part is the laminations here. The adhesive that holds all of these layers together on these pads hold up extremely well, and that's very important. One of my favorite pads, the Urfiber 50/50 pad, starts to delaminate here in the center and sometimes out on the edge. Not happening so far with these, which is a good sign. We've looked at all of these pads. That's why they're all dirty, except for this one's clean. So let's get this one dirty. This is a finishing pad, and you can use this to jewel and really work on your more soft, thin, finicky clears. And the last one I worked on where a pad like this came into play was an older Jaguar, black paint. And just wiping off the polish residue and applying the coating, scratched it again. That's how finicky and soft it was, and these pads come into play. You can also use these to apply your favorite sealants, waxes, and all-in-ones that include protection as well. We'll go over that. By the way, good friends, not a sponsored video. I picked these up to support a new company, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And I'm just showing you what is available so far in my experience with them. I don't give a good shit if you want to buy them or not. Buy them, don't buy them, look into them, don't look into them. Just sharing the information, and you can do with that what you want. I will have a code down below that gives you a little bit off if you do decide to pick some up. But I'm telling you, if you have pads that work for you, then disregard these. Don't worry about it. If you want to try something new at some point, you can revert back to the video and maybe have some extra choices, along with other videos that are out there. There are a lot of good pads out there, and it's hard to distinguish one from another because a lot of these are rebranded and rebranded and rebranded. But there's some stuff here that is just feels different and looks different and feels professional, and I'm going to share that, and you can do with it what you want. So let's continue on and play with the finishing pad. As you can see, the shop manager is just gleaming with excitement about this line as well. So what I would do with this finishing pad is team it up with a rotary or dual action polisher of your choice, doesn't matter, and use it to jewel with a finishing polish. Or use it to work some of those real soft, finicky clears. You can also team it up with a glaze and lay down a little bit of protection that has a Montana wax, along with jeweling your paint, or just use it strictly to apply your favorite wax or sealant. And I just have one right here so I can show how that would be done. Let's get to work. When it comes to these finishing pads, or I call them gloss pads, because they're going to be used to just bring out extra gloss and a real crisp reflection. And to me, right now, my number one is still the Car Pro Gloss Pad. I'd like you to let me know down in the comments section, what is your go-to that you trust for real soft and finicky finishes to get just that incredible gloss shine and the finish out of it that some pads can't. This, so far, I have a couple sets of these pads, and I have them in the shop. I have them at the other shop, and they're going through their paces. It hasn't replaced the gloss pad yet because I need to get into more situations with this pad yet. But from the soft finishes that I've been working on with it, this is giving the Car Pro Gloss Pad a run for its money. If it ever does take its place, I'll let you know. It just hasn't happened yet. You know, this channel is about transparency, and I'll let you know when things are, I'll let you know when a product or a tool is there. It's not quite there yet. I need more testing. When you come out with coatings or correction fluids or pads, you know, the next day you're going to see YouTube channels online touting it's the best thing since sliced bread. How the hell? There's no way you could tell that. You need months, sometimes years. You won't see me put a ceramic coating in my top 5 until I've had 2 years minimum to work with it. That's just me, though. I can't just guess on these products. I have to have time to work with them. And that's why so far I can't say that this has replaced the Eurofiber 50/50 pad for me, or that this has replaced the Lake Country hybrid blue or purple wool pads, but they sure as hell so far are giving them a run for their money. Now, with this pad here, I would grab something like the Phoenix EOD Fab Finish. This is one that I have had years to play with, and for an example, this is a finishing polish or a jeweling polish that we have to have here at the shop. And there are many good polishes in that category around, but for us, we like this one. And I like to, in this case, apply the pad to a rotary polisher for your finicky work and jeweling purposes. I apologize if the cord taps up against the mic here. That may happen. So we're going to spread the polish out, and that in turn seasons the pad with this finishing polish. And I myself like to keep it on low speed. I normally, for correction, would run between the 3rd and 4th speed setting. But for glazing and that finish work and jeweling, low speed, low and slow is how I like to work. Everybody's different. This is what works for me. These pads will not produce a lot of heat. This is a closed cell pad. So, guys, a closed cell pad will keep the polish that you put on the surface instead of letting it get wicked in or soaked deep into the pad. And what's neat about this type of pad and polish is it's really hard to overwork the surface or overcorrect because it's not aggressive whatsoever. And those that have the eye for it, or if you're working on a show vehicle, you can really go as far as you want because you're not removing. You could polish on this hood just about the whole day and you're barely going to get enough clear coat removed that it shows up on a paint depth gauge. Hope that makes sense. So that's how I would work the product and the pad and the polisher as a team on really soft finishes. These vehicles, the Subarus, do have thin, soft clear coat, but you know, this color, you wouldn't need to do that. But on black, dark blue, some of your red colors, that would be a great team to get some extra gloss and finish down that surface. Now let me show you another way that you can use this pad. You can also use this pad, team it up with your favorite glaze polishes. And here I have one for an example, one of many. And this is 3D speed. So this has a Montana wax, and you don't have to worry about using this pad after you've done a major correction and mooring up the paint again. So this falls in between a polish like this and just a regular sealant. It has abrasives and protection within it. And you can boost some gloss with this pad and lay down the protection at the same time. Now when I'm doing this with a dual action polisher, I have this set on the second speed setting, where normally, as I tell you, I have it set between the third and the fourth speed setting. And I like to keep the speed down because I don't want to spike heat or overwork the protection that's in these glazes. I already have the hard work done, guys. I already have it protected. So we're just working on boosting some gloss as we're laying down protection. And this pad is a smooth ride across the panel. If you put the pad on the backing plate correctly, you're going to get around this car quickly and comfortably. And it does a great job spreading out your protectant as well, working it into the paint. Looks and feels fantastic. Another way you can utilize the pad is by grabbing your favorite wax or sealant, whether it's a spray wax, spray sealant, or a liquid wax or sealant out of a bottle. Just for an example, I'll grab the DIY Envy and this is a ceramic sealant. So we're just going to mist it into the pad and use the pad to work it in and spread it out. And you don't have to sit here like you're doing a paint correction. You can spread it out just like I did very quickly and get around the car, letting the machine do the work instead of your arms. I personally just like to spray it on and wipe it off with a microfiber. But hey, I'm just giving you options. Oh, that looks and feels slick and glossy. Very nice. All right, guys, that's the pad line, and I will give you updates now and again if I see that there's problems with the laminations finally coming apart. So far, the adhesive has kept those pads together no matter what heat or moisture has been introduced to the pads. If you use these pads already, or if you're interested and want to know more, let me know down in the comments section. And more importantly, if you want to see some videos on the polishers, let me know. I don't care either way. I'll have fun with them and play with them on my own. But if you want to see them, I can break down a video for each polisher. This one is a 15mm dual action polisher. This is a rotary polisher and a 21mm dual action polisher from Barjack. Let me know down in the comment section. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning, and I'll catch you in the next video.